Tonight, a nation still divided over the results of Tuesday's election.
Do you think the message is being heard by Mr. Trump right now, or President-elect Trump?
He's right outside, up in that building up there. I hope he does.
This as Donald Trump prepares for his first interview as president-elect.
It'll be just fine. That's what I do. I do a good job. You know, I know how to do this stuff.
It's all ahead on Good Evening, Arizona.
From coast to coast, supporters of Hillary Clinton continue to protest Donald Trump's victory.
This is now the fourth straight day we've seen crowds like this, large gatherings again today in cities across the country, including Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York. Good evening, Arizona. I'm Jared Dillingham.
And I'm Lindsay Reiser. Also, protests going on right here in the Valley. In fact, people are marching right now in downtown Phoenix. 3TV's Lauren Reimer joins us there live near the Capitol. Lauren. Well, Trump has been fairly silent since the election, but 60 Minutes was able to get the first one-on-one interview with the president-elect following his historic victory. Here's a preview of his interview with Leslie Stahl.
Hillary called you. Tell us about that phone call.
So Hillary called, and it was a lovely call, and it was a tough call for her. I mean, I can imagine.
Trump will talk about a number of topics, including his plan for Obamacare and his relationship with the Clintons. For the full interview, tune in to 60 Minutes tomorrow night at 6, only on our sister station, CBS 5. And that interview was held in New York City's Trump Tower, which is now a fortress. 24/7 armed security and cement barriers surround the tower. And the FAA has issued temporary flight restrictions, extending 3,000 feet up and 2 nautical miles out. But the Secret Service still faces challenges inside the building because the atrium is a public space, which has been open to shoppers and tourists for decades.
Here in Arizona, 5 days after the votes were cast, hundreds of thousands of ballots still need to be counted. The staff in the Maricopa County Recorder's Office just wrapped up another day of counting a few minutes ago, and they still have 238,000 early ballots to count. Plus, another 55,000 provisional ballots have to be researched. Maricopa County Recorder Helen Purcell says we won't know the full results until next week. And one big question, whether Purcell herself will remain Maricopa County Recorder. The race still too close to call. Adrian Fontes is leading by more than 11,000 votes. Officials are hoping that more polling places will keep the lines shorter on Tuesday, but they are expecting a huge rush. Take a look at the numbers. Right now, there are around 2 million registered voters in Maricopa County, and at this point, 1 million have already cast early ballots. Elections officials expect around 460,000 voters to show up at the polls on Tuesday. Some advocates believe another voting fiasco could turn voters off.
I'm really worried that people are going to decide not to vote because they don't want to wait in line, and I hope that people have the opposite reaction.
Here's some advice to avoid getting stuck in lines at the polls. It's recommended to avoid peak voting hours. The lines are longest in the morning from 6 to 9. Then again at lunchtime from 11 to 1, and finally from 4 to 7 as people head to the polls after they get off work. And Arizona is not the only state which saw long, early voting lines. It's a problem in other parts of the country as well. In Nevada, voters waited at least an hour to cast their ballots. Some said it's worth the wait to beat the even longer lines they are expecting Tuesday. In Oklahoma, voters had about a 2-hour wait with lines wrapping around the block. And people in Los Angeles report 5-hour waits to vote this afternoon.
And it's a weekend of former political foes campaigning for Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump here in Arizona. First up today, Dr. Ben Carson appearing at GOP headquarters in Phoenix this afternoon. During the primary, Trump compared Carson's personality to that of a child molester and called him, quote, super low energy. But for weeks now, Carson has been traveling the country encouraging people to vote for Trump. We'll bring some of Carson's speech to you later tonight. Trump says he hopes Carson will play a role in his administration. And tomorrow, Hillary Clinton's camp is bringing her former rival Bernie Sanders to the Valley to campaign for her. He'll be at Central High School in Phoenix at 11:45. Doors open an hour before.
Tonight, the race for the White House comes through Arizona. Donald Trump made his 7th visit to our state today. trying to get the support of voters with 10 days left until the election and the polls very close.
Trump wrapped up his speech a little more than an hour ago inside the Phoenix Convention Center. His message was simple. He's the choice, not Hillary Clinton, to run our country. Dennis Welch was there for the speech, and Dennis, a lot of it focused on the FBI looking into her private email server.
Yeah, and he did Sporting Live in Phoenix. Dennis Welch, CBS 5 News.
Dennis, thank you. And former Arizona Governor Jan Brewer took to the podium before Trump, and her target was also Hillary Clinton.
Let me tell you something. I have ran in several elections during my life, and I won each and every single one of them. And I never asked anyone to vote for me because I was a woman.
She wasn't the only Arizona Republican there to cheer on Trump. Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio also joined her in taking the stage today. If you missed Trump's speech this afternoon, we have you covered. Just go to our website, cbs5az.com, or download the CBS 5 mobile news app. There you can see the rally in its entirety. And tonight, Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton is responding to the email investigation. She says no one told her the FBI was looking into a new batch of emails related to her private server while she was Secretary of State. The emails surfaced during a separate sexting probe of former Congressman Anthony Weiner. Earlier this year, the FBI said it decided not to press charges against Clinton.
It's pretty strange to put something like that out with such little information right before an election. We've called on Director Comey to explain everything right away, put it all out on the table.
Tonight, we've also learned that Justice Department officials, including Attorney General Loretta Lynch, warned the FBI director not to send a letter to Congress, saying the investigation is not complete and that the letter alone could influence the election.
And tonight we've learned former Arizona Governor Janet Napolitano will be here in the Valley tomorrow to campaign for Hillary Clinton. She's stopping at the Arizona Democratic headquarters around 12:30 in the afternoon. Napolitano hopes to encourage people to hit the polls and make sure their mail-in ballots are in by Monday. Clinton herself also making one last stop in the Valley before Election Day. She'll hold an early vote rally on Wednesday. That'll happen around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and her campaign is still sorting out the details on where that'll be held.